Veteran javelin thrower Julius Yego, a 2016 Rio Olympic silver medalist and 2015 world champion, sets his sights on Paris 2024. He'll be looking to secure the Olympic qualifying mark at the upcoming Kip Keino Classic on April 20th at Nairobi's Nyayo National Stadium. Kenya is a powerhouse in distance running, boasting legends like Kip Keino, Eliud Kipchoge and Wilson Kipteka. But Julius Yego, in capturing Olympic silver in 2016, shattered the mold and showcased Kenya's talent in field events on the world stage.
I used to go and watch my elder brother when he was doing sports. Then he was, I think, in grade 6 and I was in grade 3. So, but then, in primary school here in Kenya, and we used to be having the sticks as javelins. And he used to do so well, and that really motivated me. I remember one day in the evening after a sports day, so my dad came home and said, did you see how your elder brother was throwing the javelin? And yeah, I think my father was excited on how my brother was throwing because he won the school competition. And then, I got a bit of, excited, and I say I should try next time to see if I can beat my elder brother. And yeah, that's how it started. So the following year, I joined the school, athletes who wanted to throw the javelin, and surprisingly, I beat everybody in that team. And I was very young and short boy, and the whole school was so excited that a very young boy was winning the school games. And yeah, they didn't want me to continue to represent the school because I was too young, but one of the teachers was my uncle, and I pushed him so hard that I should represent my school because I won it. It was my right to represent the school. I should say, like, in 2004, that is when I was in high school. I was in Form 2. And you remember there was the Athens Olympics, and yes, during the introduction of the athletes who were throwing the javelin was one great guy who also won at that time as a very young athlete, Andreas Dorkisten from Norway. So I saw him, and that hype that he was a young athlete, and he was really doing well in the season, and he later on win the Olympics. And that really, motivated me that no matter who you are, sometimes, in this life of athletics, no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, how old are you, you can easily win a major championship. So when Andreas won it, and I got even more motivated that I should try it. And that is where now I started to be more of wanting to throw the javelin. But of course, the system of education here in Kenya doesn't allow much, sports in high school and even colleges. So I was doing for fun, representing my schools up to the national level. So that is the point now. I will say that I started becoming more interested in javelin until when I was in Form 4, that is 2006. I threw a national record for the junior in Kenya. I should say for the youths, of course, because I was still young. And I threw 71 meters on the grass using the spikes for running because we didn't have the javelin spikes. And that really motivated me. And even after I finished high school, I told myself I should pursue, to continue doing the sport I love, that is javelin. Thank you. Nowadays is that name. When you mention Julius Yego, and then I definitely you will know that that is the YouTube athlete. So this team started in 2011. We were going for the African Games in Maputo in Mozambique, and many people did not know me, and so I qualified for the event. I was in the team, and I was removed at some point because they say that maybe no one has ever won any medal in field events in Kenya. So they say maybe we can take more, the distance running athletes to represent Kenya. But I complained, and then I was put in the team. So that really, it's really struck me that now javelin is not, it's not loved in our country, and reasons why I was not getting even chances to go and compete outside. Because I remember I qualified for the juniors championship in 2008, but I was not, able to travel with the junior team. So it motivated me to go and train even harder. And as we went for that African Games, I won the competition. And of course, you know what happens after every major championship like that. There is the press, and they were really excited and surprised that Kenya was winning a javelin throw for the first time in javelin. And they asked me a lot of questions, and the funny question was that who was the coach behind my success at the African Games? And surely I didn't have a coach. I relied mostly on watching the YouTube videos of Andreas Tolkisten training, the world record holder, the great Jan Selesny, and Terobit Kamaki from Finland, because at that time they were really, at the top of their, careers, and they were doing so well, throwing 90 meters. When you watch the Diamond League, they were really doing so well, and it pushed me. I say I should try to see what kind of training these athletes were doing, even though of course I didn't have enough facilities. I remember I had only one javelin, which belongs to the stadium in Nairobi, so I could go there and borrow. So I watched what the Andreas and the three athletes I've just mentioned were doing, and I realized that javelin is much complicated. I didn't ever have the facilities they were using, but then I tried to use what I had at that time, and it really improved my distances in training and in competition. So when I threw now 78 meters, that was a national record then. So I realized that what I did, because I was relying much on going to the cyber cafe to watch the videos of those great athletes, and it really helped me. So after that, of course, the answer I gave them, the press, was that I was using the YouTube videos of the great athletes who had done so well in javelin. And the following morning, when we arrived in Kenya, and the newspapers, they are like, the YouTube athlete has just won gold for Kenya in javelin. And that is how now that the name YouTube started.
Yego was fourth at the 2013 World Championships and won the 2014 Commonwealth title before being crowned world champion in Beijing with a season best performance of 92.72 meters.
2015 will be forever my greatest, medal, because I won the medal with a huge distance, which is an African record. It still stays at, as my personal best, 92.72 meters in that, unique stadium, the Medalist. And, I remember the crowd was really cheering on me, and because I think I was the only black athlete, I should say, in that final, because the only other guy who was there was the Olympic champion then in 2012, Keshon Walcott, did not make the final. So, and the crowd were really excited about me, maybe because of my size as well, because I was, I'm not a tall athlete. I'm just a short, like a moderate height athlete. And, compared to the Europeans, that they have done so well in javelin. And when I threw that 92 meters, it was, it was clearly that I knew that nobody will beat me, because there was nobody who had thrown over 90 meters, 91 meters that season. So what really happened is, I remember after the Commonwealth Games in 2014 in Glasgow, I really focused on the World Championship, because I got a disappointment in Moscow when, the last row of Dimitri Tarabin, removed me from the podium. So I had feeling that I should prove myself at another World Championship to see if I can make to the podium. But then the training I had before the World Championship was really great. I didn't have any problems at that time. I remember I started my season in Doha with a distance of, I think, 81. Then I went to Ostrava, and I had another controversial throw, like it was like a foul. I didn't realize that, but then it was not invalidated at that point, and I threw a national record of 86 meters in a rainy condition. So that motivated me that I can do better in a good weather, and I was feeling that I can throw far. So after that, we went to Rome Diamond League, where I threw again 87, another national record. Then after like a week, we went to Birmingham. You remember the out of the sector throw, and which was later validated to the official ankles, and so when I threw 91, I knew that my season was going to be very good. So I came back home, train, and when we were going to Beijing, I knew that I was the only guy to beat, because I had done 90 meters, 91 meter. That was a big distance, and I realized I was the man to beat. But of course, when you go to a championship, you have to be very prepared for anything. Championship has its own way of, it can disappoint you, it can make you happy, and I had a good season. I had good training before that, because I didn't have any problem with injuries, and I was really in good form at that time. Rio was a great, appearance at the Olympics, my second Olympics, and in the season I had done so well, but I had not done like 86 meters at that time. I think my best was 84 meters, and reason being I was injured back home in training. I had a problem with my groin, and it was really painful.
Yeah.
And I felt it when we were doing the warm up. I remember telling the coach I was with that this injury is getting serious, and I stopped even doing the run up in the warm up. So I just was stretching myself, stretching my arm, and I could not even stretch the hamstring, because I thought maybe if I stretch it, I will trigger the injury to get worse. So when we went for for official throws, I knew that my chances of getting a medal, my chances of getting a medal was to try the first throw to be a good throw, and my prayers went well. My first attempt, I threw 88.24, and it became the longest distance until the last throws, because when I got injured, I was not able to continue there, and then I was wheeled off in the wheelchair to the treatment room, and it was really painful. And I knew that the chances of me getting a medal was very slim, because it was when I left the stadium, the athletes were doing their second throws, so. And the Germans had done so well, and Keshon Walcott was there as well. So I pray that if I don't win, maybe to get even a silver or a bronze. And I remember after the competition, one of the nurses came in, and he told me, he came with my accreditation, and then he told me, congratulations, you just won a silver. I remember I woke up in the bed, in the treatment bed, and I walk off, I walk out, because even though I could not walk that nicely, I was very limpy, and I remember I didn't even do any celebration, around the stadium. I just walked, and we went straight to the medal ceremony, and I was not even able to climb the podium. I remember Keshon Walcott and Thomas Rolla helping me to get into the second place podium, and it was a really good competition for me. I should say it was among the best, even though I didn't win getting a silver in Olympics. It was my dream always to win any medal in Olympics, and it came out to be true. 2016 became my Olympic year. Yes, because I was doing so well, so I knew that when you are healthy in any competition, you still have that chance to try again. Even though I had done 88, I still had that urge to throw far. I was feeling strong, I was feeling that I can throw even further, but it could not happen because of that injury. But with due respect to Thomas Roll, I was in top form at that season. I should say maybe I could have done even better than 88 meters, and I don't want to say maybe because of the injury I was not able to win, because any big throw, you never know when the big throw comes in javelin. It can be the first, the last, or any among the the other throws. So like for all I came in the last attempt and he did 90 meters. So I think the best athlete on at that moment. Of course, I should have wanted to continue to throw, but I was not able.
Julius Yego has to ensure he throws a distance of 85.50 meters to make the cut to the Olympic Games, and if he misses out, he will have to qualify through world rankings, which is never always a sure bet. If Yego qualifies for the Parisolympics, it will be interesting to see whether the YouTube man, as he is known in Kenya, can script a fairy tale ending to his illustrious career.
Yeah, of course, I'm focusing on, even throwing more than, 85 meters, because when you start having good throws early in the season like this, then you expect a good season. And I don't want to go to Olympics having, just to go and participate. I want to go and compete for the top, crown. So for me, I'm focusing on doing well. I don't want to focus on the distance, but of course the distance is 85 for the Olympics. But yes, I'm feeling ready for the competition. I'm really focusing on it, and yes, I just look forward to on that day. I want to that day to arrive as soon as tomorrow, and I see where my season is headed to. So my main focus is to have good throws. That is what matters a lot.